Hi my salty pecans, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Pamela and your girl's hair is completely different. Yes, I took the locks out for a little bit and I flat ironed my hair just for a length check, and I cannot believe how much my hair has grown since September. So all of the black is new growth since September, because that was the last time I colored and cut my hair. So this is all new growth since that last cut and color, and I am so amazed. So here's, I guess, a little back length check really quickly. Nobody asked but here I go sharing with you all. I don't even know if that's good enough, but I'm so excited. But on today's video, I actually just want to come on here and share a bit of new growth update with you all. There are a couple of plants in my home that definitely is understanding that, spring solstice, is that what it's called? When spring is coming around and the cold winter drabby dormant season is going to be a thing of the past for the next few months. Yes, hopefully. So the plants are huge indicators in my home that spring is coming, because a lot of them that are dormant during the winter have put out, again, like I said, new growth. So if you're interested in just seeing a couple of the plants in my home that I'm super excited seeing their new growth during the short bit of winter that's left. I think spring is in about a week, so I am so excited. So yes, if you're interested in this spring new growth update, then keep on watching. So welcome back. Okay, I'm going to be taking you all around with me, and other plants I'm gonna just be like sitting here and showing you. So let's start off with the plants that I'm gonna be sitting here and showing you all the new growth for them. And the first one is the Hoya Linearis. It is actually the first, well, the most recent plant in my collection, and I am so effing hype about like the new growth that I do want to mention to you all. If you did not watch my last video, which was my Hoya collection, then you wouldn't know this. But this Hoya Linearis, actually, I've had it for 2 weeks now, and within this 2 weeks, it's pushed out a peduncle. So right here, I'm not sure if it's even gonna focus too well on it, but I have the peduncle right here. So I've had a few Hoya Linearis in my collection in the past, and the very first one that I did get, I think, had about 8 peduncles on it when the plant went to the other side. So I was really sad that I did not get to see, honestly, my first plant bloom, my first Hoya bloom. But since then, I've already gotten a Hoya bloom, and it is on my Hoya SPAF Bertone. So that's my first Hoya bloom, and currently I'm seeing a few other peduncles on certain Hoyas, so I'm so excited and so hyped. So I'm actually going to show you all the next Hoya new growth that I'm super hype about. But before I go on to that, I just want to mention this Linearis is also pushing out a lot of new growth. And one mistake that I made with the Hoya Linearis that I had in the past, the first two, the third one was honestly it was hard because I got it in the mail from overseas like the first one, but this one came unpotted, right? And it was just like wrapped in paper, and it was really limp and dry already, so it definitely was struggling by the time it got to me, so it did not survive. But the first two, the reason that they met their maker was because I let it dry too much during the hot summer in New York. So around like July, August, I let it dry too much, and that's what caused it to die. So I'm going to stay on top of keeping this plant moist for forever. I do plan on keeping this Hoya forever because this is one of my most favorite Hoya. It's been on so many of my Hoya wish lists from when I first started making plant videos to literally my Hoya wish list 2020. Well, my plant wish list 2022. So yes, the first plant new growth that I wanted to show you all is this Hoya Linearis with the peduncle and so many other new growth points. So the next houseplant new growth update that I want to share with you all is in regards to this Hoya. This particular Hoya is my Hoya Carnosa compacta, and this is just the plain old jade version. But this one also has given me a peduncle, my very first Hoya compacta peduncle. Right in here, I'm going to do my best to add a clip if I can of the peduncle, but it's literally in here, this little nub right here. So I am so freaking hyped, so freaking ecstatic about it. I love, again, the Hoya compacta. It is my favorite Hoya in general. Like, Hoya in general is the compacta. I have a few varieties of them, and this one was my very first compacta that I got, I believe in 2018 if I'm not mistaken, or 2019. No, 2018 I think. So I've had it in my collection for a few years. I even actually messaged Costa Farms when I purchased this plant, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to see if I could pull that email up. But I messaged him like, hey, I purchased a compacta from you. How long from your grow house to the store to my home would you predict a peduncle would form? And they're like, oh, about 2 years. So I've had this for over 2 years, and it has now formed a peduncle. It's been living in this northeast window above a radiator, and that radiator during the active month, during the active season, I do keep a container of water on top of it for added humidity in that area. So instead of being dry heat, you're getting a little bit more humid heat. So this is the next plant that I'm so excited about, the new growth for basically the spring solstice. So I think this is going to be the last Hoya I want to add onto this, because I don't want to make this like a Hoya new growth. No, this is like just a plant in general. So this is my second to last most recent house plant that I purchased, and I love it. It's my Variegated Sweetheart Carry-Eye, and oh look, it's pushing out some beautiful new growth. It didn't have any new leaves coming out when I purchased it in February, but now it has pushed out some beauties, and I'm so happy about it. This does have multiple new growth points, but only this one is active, so I'm not mad about it. And I love how this one has like just one full green leaf and just large, literally like salad plate bowl size leaves. So this is going to be the last Hoya I'm going to add onto this new growth update. So I am very happy to announce actually that this particular Monstera Deliciosa Varigata is putting out well, it's trying to put out another leaf. So this plant for me has already pushed out 3 leaves. So every new kind of like fold in is kind of like a new leaf, even though it's not large and broad as the parent leaf. It still was just a one leaf and had to come from the node and all of that. So this little twirly curly thingy that's happening is new growth. So I am happy. I'm supporting this plant. Go you go, go you go, like do your thing. I'm not mad at you. I'm proud of you. We are proud of you. Keep growing, baby, grow. So this is the next new growth for this spring that I am so excited to see my plant exhibiting. The next baby that's pushed out some delicious new growth for me that I'm so happy about is this Raphidophora decursiva right here. It has already pushed out this leaf during the winter month, so the parent leaves are a bit more mature, but it is actually right now pushing out a second new one right here. So I'm so ecstatic. It did have another new growth point, but that one dried up, and I'm okay with that because you know, survival of the fittest. If you're too weak to push out new growth, don't force yourself, baby. Like, let the stronger node do the work so we can just have a happy, thick, lush, thick plant. So the next two plants, I'm actually picking up the camera and bringing you to other rooms. So let's go on ahead. So the lighting in this room is not the best. I'm in my kitchen. It is yellow light bulb light. But I do want to show you that one of my favorite plants, this particular ZZ, Zammacoccus zammifolia, is so large, it's so thick. It's pushing out this beauty right here, and I cannot wait for this plant to flower. This is one of my flowering ZZs. It has flowered twice for me already, so yes, I'm so happy about that. But if you look a little bit further in here, this right here is also a new leaf. Don't mind all these sticks, okay? Don't mind the sticks. The sticks get the job done, okay? So I'm going to now take you into my room to show you the final new growth that I'm so happy and so hyped to see for this spring. Okay, so I decided maybe bringing the last plant in here might be better because just lighting in general. And the last plant is boom, my Ficus ruby elastica. I think this is the ruby, right? And finally I see and it's coming to me and the back of my knee my day. Finally it's happened to me. Yes, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for my Ficus ruby elastica to put out a new leaf. I've had Toby, my Ficus lyrata, my fiddle leaf fig tree, for quite a few years. I think maybe since 2015. I've had Toby, so Toby's been a lonely ficus in my home for a hot minute. Toby started off as a bush. Toby was less than a foot tall, and Toby is a grown AF, whole AF man now, and I'm really happy for Toby. So Toby does have a cousin now, the ruby elastica. I am really excited for this plant to put out new growth because we all are. That's the whole point of us being plant parents. The point is to care for these plants and have them be lush and thick and tall and full like they would be in their natural environment, but indoors. So that makes you happy, that brings your serotonin levels up, and we all need that, okay, especially with everything that's going on in this world. So yes, my salty pecans, those are all the plants that I wanted to show you all that have been putting out such amazing new growth this spring. Well, it's not spring, but pretty much the end of winter into spring solstice, which is about a week away. So if you like this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and sharing. Subscribe if you aren't already. Join this little cookie family because you're pretty awesome here. Become a salty pecan. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Make sure to let me know down below what plants are exhibiting some amazing, delicious new growth in your home this end of winter, spring solstice season. So like I said, I'll see you in the next one. Let's get growing. Bye.